I wanted to show you what this looked like at the beginning, because that's usually when they're the most likely to be pulling because they are excited to go. Good. Okay. Let's go. Good. So as soon as she stops pulling, in my ideal world, they will look back at you, but at a minimum, they need to not be pulling. You should feel no tension on that leash before you let them move forward. In an ideal world, she would check back in and look at me. But at a minimum, if she digs in trying to pull you to anything, do not let her. Every time she pulls you and gets to go where she wants to go, that makes her pulling behavior even stronger. Good, good. There she hit the end of the face. She hit the end of the leash and, come on, instead of pulling, she had turned back to me. Good. There she did the same thing. She hit the end of the leash and then she came back towards me instead of pulling harder. There she's pulling harder. So we're going to back up. Thank you. There she's digging in and pulling harder. So you don't get to go where you want to go when you're pulling me. Like, absolutely not. So right now, every time I'm pulling back on the leash a little bit, she's immediately pulling it back out. I'm looking for her to leave tension in that leash. Leave slack in that leash before I'm going to let her go. Like right now, she's not paying the slightest bit of attention to me and is just instantly trying to pull back. So I'm going to pull back a little bit and then relax. Good. And if she leaves slack in that leash, then we get to keep going. Good girl face. Okay, let's go. So here, I said, let's go. And she dug in trying to just pull harder to where she wanted to go. And so she didn't get to sniff that anymore. And she lost her chance. If she would have come with me, I might have let her go back and sniff. And I want you to see at the beginning of the walk, she's really checked out because she just wants to go do what she wants to do. And so that's why I wanted you to see this from the beginning, because she was really doing quite well in the middle of the walk before. Good. So I want you to see it's at a process when they're at the beginning and they're the most excited. The more you can be consistent right from the start, the faster your progress goes overall. We didn't go for a walk yesterday because of weather. It was raining. So this is after no walk for a day. Good girl. Good. There she felt a little tension in the leash and gave into that pressure and turned back towards me instead of digging in to pull more. All right, good girl. Good. Whoops. Okay. Oh, gonna rein her in here. Hello. Good. Come on. Nope, sorry. Gotta keep going. Let's go. Thank you. Good, let's go. Good girl. Excellent job. Good. There she felt a little tension on the leash and gave into the pressure and stopped instead of just pulling more. Hello. Come on. Good, and now she's already starting to settle in. The more you can be consistent with, you don't get to keep, face, come here. You don't get to keep moving forward if you're pulling. The faster you're gonna make progress where she's not gonna be pulling. And again, this longer leash, face, come. This longer leash helps, good, because she can do more of her doggy things. And so there she really dug in harder to pull me towards whatever she wanted to sniff. So I didn't let her. Okay, same thing there, she dug in. So as soon as she gives into that pressure, there she's pulling again. So I'm gonna stop her. Good, and when she gives into that pressure, good. There she even checked in with me, and we get to keep moving forward. Thank you, good, good girl. Good. Let's go. Good girl. Good. There, I asked her to come with me, and instead of digging in to stiff that spot more, she came with me, which is great. Good. So she sees Faze ahead. Good girl. Good. So as soon as she gives into that pressure, we get to keep walking again. Good girl. So this long line just really is a nice way for her to be able to have a walk that in a way that dogs like, which is back, forward, left, right, all over the place. They don't do the straight line walks typically that we do. Good. Excellent. There she turned and checked back in with me, which is my ideal. That's the best. Good girl. Wait, Faze. Good. Faze, heel. Come on. Free. Good, and now she's being very respectful of that leash. So there you can see I put slack in and she's not turning back to me. Good girl. But she's not pulling ahead either. So there she's pulling. There's a little bit of a distraction too because Faze is up there. Okay. Come on. Easy. Good girl. Good. That time, as soon as she felt the pressure, good. She turned in. Now, in my ideal, she's not hitting the end of the leash ever. But to start with, if she even, when she feels that tension, if she stops herself or doesn't continue pulling forward, that's good. Easy. In an ideal world, she'll start to learn the boundaries and not even get to the point where she hits the end of the leash. And this is where the sniffing can come in handy too, because it keeps them busy so they aren't always just going straight ahead. Come on. Come here. Good. Okay, let's go. Good. So there she's pulling me again. Good. Thank you. Let's go. This takes repetition. She's kind of good girl. Especially having to take her out for walks a lot and walking her on that little short leash. She's got a lot of history of when she pulls, she gets to go where she wants. And that's a tough thing when you have to functional walk them all the time. And, she can be a bit excitable and you're walking on a short leash. All those can make it difficult to get some nice loose leash walking. But she's already starting to make some good progress. Good girl. There she hit the end of the leash and stopped herself instead of digging in. Good. Faze. Thank you. Excellent. Good girl. So I just wanted to show you, starting from the very beginning of a walk, when they are most inclined to be pulling and not very responsive, what it would look like from the very time that we walked out the door. Whoops, we got hung up on a thorny bush. Let's go. Good girl. Whoops, sorry. Hung up on another thorny bush. So that is walking. Good girl. Good job. And now she really seems to be settling into her stride for the most part. Good. Excellent. Let's go. And then I can use that let's go as a marker word that just means that what you did there was good. And now we get to keep moving forward. Good. Let's go. Good.